on Twitch and on Rumble, I hope. Okay, we could be on all of them. I'm just doing a quick test here, everyone. Bear with me. Let's get the show started here. That got shoved out of the way. I don't know why. All right, I've got a new format here, guys. I got 3 screens now, so I'm working on making all of this work. This is probably shit I should have set up before the show, right? Take it over there. We'll take the YouTubes and we'll move them over there. Bye-bye, YouTube. Okay, see? Screen's clear. All gone. And now it's over here. I got a better way of monitoring the show than, like, flipping through it on my cell phone or something. I'm monitoring the show than, like, flipping through it on my... Oh, okay, you shut up. I gotta mute that. I don't want to have that particular issue there. All right, we're going to mute that as well. Okay, I promise there'll be better starts as time goes on. When I get better at putting all of this together. So, see, I've got my new nifty intro that starts here. That should be full screen. Or as full screen as it can go. There we go. That's going to be a little bit in the way. I'm not a huge fan of that. But, okay, let's go. Check out the show, and there's the show. Outstanding. Okay, so hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Relief Valve podcast. It is the Sunday Shitbag Roundup. I went on a rant yesterday about Candace Owens. It was like an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm going to apologize about that. Unless you enjoyed it, then you're welcome. But, she's kind of the shitbag of the week because, and I've been kind of thinking about this, right? So she comes out that she's going to drop all the info about Charlie Kirk and what's happened to him. Very, very close friend, even though they weren't really that close anymore. And she just feels so strongly about it, but she has to go on vacation. So, I imagine watching Scooby-Doo, right? And they roll up to the haunted mansion and they're looking for the person that's getting away with the shenanigans. And then he's like, "Zoink, Scoob, we haven't had a vacation in like 3 evil mansions." And Scoob's like, "Uh-oh." And then just the middle of the episode, they all piss off. And the evil person keeps getting away with with what they're doing while they're gone taking their Caribbean vacation or wherever they go. Like, if you were real, and it looks like she's producing some good information, so fine on her. But if you're real, and you're a dog with a bone in this situation, you don't give up. You don't walk away. If this was a close friend of mine, or even just a friend, and I was on the hunt to solve this, and I had information that was important to it, I would not walk away. I would come on and say, "Listen, guys." First, she'd come on and say, "Okay," like 50 times. Okay, and then okay. And after she got the okays out of the way, what she should have done was come on and say, "You know what? The family had kind of a scheduled vacation we were already supposed to go on. And I'm for justice for Charlie, I'm not going to let this go. We're rescheduling, or we're figuring something out about it. Or I may even work when I can find the opportunities from location wherever we're on vacation, because I feel so strongly about justice for my friend's death." But instead, it's like she's going to give you some last minute updates to chew on. before she fucks off, goes on vacation, and then we all can wait to find the killer, right? The killer's on the loose, but the police are going to take a vacation. And then when she comes back, maybe we'll get the rest of the information. But that's like total grifting and shit that I do not like and I do not agree with. Even if she does seem to have some facts, I think it's wrong in the manner that she's handling it, and that's the only other parts that I have to say about it. Okay, so let's start with some of the breaking news here. It looks like we've got a ceasefire in Gaza. Let's check a little bit of this out.
And you are taking a live look at this hour. This is Over Gaza as we continue to cover everything related to the Gaza ceasefire that took effect just about 4 hours ago. Steve Witkoff saying essentially at this point the clock has started for that 72-hour mark for all of the hostages to be released. I do want to bring in David Menser. He is the Israeli government spokesperson. We've seen his news briefings quite a bit here on Live Now from Fox. Joining us now live. And David, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Good to be with you, Josh. Always a pleasure.
And first off, I do want to ask you what kind of impacts we have seen in the hours here since that ceasefire deal did take effect. Again, it was noon local time there, 5 a.m. Eastern time. What sort of impacts have we seen in Gaza so far?
So I want to bring something up here. I think most of the hostages at this point are dead. As a matter of fact, during the temporary ceasefires where Israel was making these small deals with Palestine and Hamas, they were returning dead bodies, including dead children, the dead mother and her child. So, I've said my thoughts about Palestine. I didn't particularly care about it. I pave it over, turn it into a Walmart and an IMAX theater, or maybe an Olive Garden and something. I didn't really care. But this, how you go from, when you're generally, one of the things you're doing is fighting to get hostages back. You preferably want them alive. Like we wanted the hostages back, not the hostages' corpses back. So I don't know. I guess this is what it is. It's the agreement, and let's just bring all of this back, and we'll take whatever you can get off. If a couple of them are alive, I guess we'll take that and call it a win. I mean, in my personal opinion, the fighting shouldn't have stopped until they forcibly had to return the hostages. They should not have been able to keep them for this period of time and then return them in this manner. It's just. I mean, the Gazans are celebrating. They're happy to come home, which is odd to return to their open air prison, right? That's what the left calls it, their open air prison. But they for whatever reason they have a strong feelings that they don't want to leave. They want to remain in their open air prison. I mean, if you are an area as sucks and getting out could make your life better, wouldn't you do it? Or would you make claims, no, this is my home and I'm not going to give it up no matter how shitty it is? It's just, the whole thing's bizarre, but whatever, we'll continue.
Well, precisely as the Prime Minister said he would do, Israeli forces have withdrawn to the yellow line. The line that was demarcated on maps shared by President Trump. Israeli forces have deployed there. In line with the agreement. And now, as you said, the 72-hour clock is ticking for all of our hostages to be returned home. And I must tell you, Josh, there is a mixed sense of overwhelmingly the momentous nature of this agreement, but also trepidation because these are the last 48 hostages of the 255 which were taken captive on October the 7th. The last 48 hostages, 20 of them still alive, all of them are names and faces which every Israeli knows very, very well. We know their families, we know their mums and their dads.
So 20 were left out of the 48 that they were aware of?
All hoping and praying to get these
people
home.
So 28 more
now to end
are
this nightmare for this country when
perceivably dead or unaccounted for.
2 years ago,
they may not have an answer for it.
The date actually falls on Monday evening, Simchat Torah. Almost precisely 2 years ago, when the worst massacre against Jews since the Holocaust took place.
And this is some of the video that was released by the Israel Defense Forces, again, just hours ago here as all of this is unfolding. That ceasefire now in effect for about 4.5 hours here. I did want to ask you, is there any indication here of when President Trump is going to arrive there in Israel? I would imagine he's going to meet with Prime Minister Netanyahu, probably behind closed doors there, but also the significance of him speaking in front of the Knesset. I believe the last time a U.S. president has spoken before Israel's parliament there was George W. Bush back in 2008.
Yes, that's correct. The Prime Minister has invited President Trump to the Knesset to address our parliament. And it's a testament to the friendship between our Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and this president. The Prime Minister frequently says that we've never had a friend like President Trump in the White House. And we're very, very grateful. But also this visit, and I can't give you a precise date, it will be coming in the next few days. This visit is a testament, another testament to the success of Prime Minister Netanyahu's strategy. You know, when this...
So this is the Gazan kind of convoys, large group of peoples that had fled. I don't know if potentially into Egypt or just outside of the city and we're kind of living out there. They're making their way back into Gaza again. So, this was a little dated. You see, it was 9 days of the government shutdown. We're already in the middle of the government shutdown right now. You guys let me know what you think about the Gaza ceasefire. Do you believe that this is going to remain? And if so, how long? And or does it break down? Because, listen, my personal opinions about this have been, every country has the right to kind of take the action and do what they want to do, right? And I mean that in like, everyone can technically rob a 7-Eleven if they want to. It's you can fuck around, but you have to go through the find out portion of that equation, and that's where you run into a problem, right? So Israel believes that obviously it has the right to survive, and it's got a hostile nation right on its border. And they need to defend that, and they need to defend their people. On the other side of it, Palestine believes that those ancestral lands belong to them and their people. They don't want to have to live that way. And for one way or another, where it's they push the Israelis out completely, or they get some sort of their own agency, that's what they're looking for. So both sides have an angle that they're coming from. And I say, you know what? Fair enough. But when you fuck around and you take an action, you have to go through the find out portion. And Palestine did that on October 7th, and they found out with huge pieces of Gaza just being, absolutely flattened. There's no more buildings left. So we'll see how this all breaks down. 1,200 people were killed on the Israeli side, not to mention the Israelis that were killed during the Gaza offensive, and then however many Gazans were killed. And the numbers vary depending on whether you're getting it from Hamas or you're getting it from the news or, whatever it is, 100,000, however many thousand.
Tried to destroy this country. They tried to wipe this country off the face of the earth. Yet here we are, thanks to the Prime Minister's vision. All of Israel is jubilated.
Oh no, this is how long we've been in the government shutdown. Okay.
Looking like
9 days already. It's almost as if it doesn't affect regular Americans at all. I remember I was doing I had put that up on TikTok, and they ended up giving me a community guidelines violation for misinformation or something like that.
I wanted to ask you about another topic here.
I'm not really wrong. Are there people affected by it? Yes, of course they are, right? It's elderly people that are getting government assistance or government programs, a Meals on Wheels or something like that, for example. Or maybe that's state funding and maybe that wouldn't be affected. I don't entirely know about it, but the troops aren't getting paid. But they're all aware they're going to get a retro check, a back pay check for all the time that they're owed. So they'll get one big check depending on when this is. State parks are closed. That should never be an issue ever. You should be able to walk through a state park whenever you want. You do not need the staff there. What they're doing is they're charging you to get in, and then they're charging you to park or things like that. Now, I understand, what if you fall down a rock face and break an ankle, you need someone? What if a bear chases you and you're hiding in a tree or something? Like, I get that, but there's still regular emergency services. It's not like they don't exist. You just don't have the park ranger necessarily in the staff. Under no circumstances should a national park ever close, unless obviously you've got a fire or some natural disaster event where an earthquake and something happened. They shouldn't be closed. So, and both sides always play these cards when there's about to be a government shutdown. They always play, our troops aren't going to be paid. The national parks are all going to be closed. These people aren't going to get this essential service or that essential service. It's like, I get it. For the rest of us, this doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form. It has not changed my life at all. I can't imagine it's changed yours either. You are still going to work. You still have bills to pay. The government shutting down hasn't done a thing to you. So I start trimming the fat, start firing people and doing what you need to do. Get rid of these shady people and organizations that are in there with their own agenda instead of being neutral and working for the American people. So I say keep it going. Help people within your local community. If it comes to Meals on Wheels and assistance for elderly and stuff like that, find a way to pick up that slack and help the people in your local community is my advice. And that way they're still getting meals. They can still have something, whatever it is you're able to figure out. And that way, people aren't going without. Other than that, it doesn't affect the community at all. Okay, so you guys let me know what you think on the Gaza ceasefire and what you think the deal is going to be with that. Okay, another interesting thing right here. This the haka, which is like a Samoan ritual. Let me see. So it's a traditional Maori dance from New England, but I know more people than just from New Zealand. New England, from New Zealand. But I know Samoans do this too in Hawaii and stuff. So it's a cultural thing. So the haka is a traditional Maori dance from New Zealand that combines dance, song, and chanting. It is characterized by strong movements, foot stamping, and loud vocal chants, and is performed for various reasons, including welcoming guests, celebrating achievements, and honoring the deceased. Historically, the haka was used in the battlefield to display pride, strength, and unity among warriors. Today, it remains a significant cultural expression reflecting Maori identity and tradition. So the reason I'm bringing this up is New Zealand ended up with a new local official, and she's Hakaian, Maorian, whatever the hell she is, and she decided that it was important for the culture to do this dance, and her supporters were there too. And this is how some of this broke down in the New Zealand Parliament when that happened.
No, not that.
Look at her.
The guarantee was that would not be taking place.
The guarantee was that would not. I was reliably informed that we would not be doing this blooming nonsense. He's like, oh, fuck it. This is the chick. I love the facial expressions are crazy. Singing. Oh, here we go. All right, one person's maybe walking out. They had enough. So the unplanned haka, which is a traditional Maori dance, followed the maiden's speech from Te Pati, Maori's new member, Orini Kaipara, who stood barefoot and sang a traditional song that had been sanctioned. Well, not according to that guy that's running the show. Right. I was reliably informed. There'd be none of this nonsense. There'll be no dancing in this town. No, not that. The guarantee was that this would not be taking place, Speaker Jerry Brownlee lamented before halting the session.
No,
Look at her.
that.
Look at the fucking
the
face.
guarantee was that would not be taking place.
Three members of the Te Pati Mori received historically lengthy suspension after the lawmakers performed a haka in June. It was what was deemed acting in a manner that could affect the House, intimidating a member of the House. And Ms. House Brownlee called the action contemptuous and promised to investigate when any other politicians were responsible. So, just her fucking face, and not like she's possessed by a demon. I just thought it was hilarious, and it just goes to, I can understand honoring somebody's culture, but you're there to represent the people of New Zealand, not to do your own little fucking song and dance. I mean, if one of them enjoys clown shows in their spare time, can they come with their nose and their big shoes and make balloon animals and squirt people with their trick flour? I mean, have some frickin' decorum instead of turning it into that. But that's what our politics is. Okay. There's one other funny one here before we get to the woke Taylor Swift, the wokies, the Swifties, the wokey. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. There's another thing I thought that was funny, and so Minnesota is kind of infested with Somali pirates, I call them. And so they have large areas of Somali presence. So in order to kiss their ass, because he wants the votes, Jacob Fry, the mayor, came out and was speaking to them in their native language. And I just thought that it was like listening to Jabba the Hutt when he's talking. Check some of this out, and then I'm going to have Jabba himself give you a comparison.
Maaga Egawa Jacob Fry.
Maaga
Doka Magalada,
Egawa.
Minneapolis. Damaan, Shaabka Somaliyed, Kai Yamid, Mogit.
All right, let's hear from Jabba. Okay, let's hear from some of the governor.
Mogadishu, Garowe, Hargeisa, Bosaso, Bedabo.
Somali. It's like a shitty language. Yeah.
The
And it's funny
Bado.
because Jacob Frey does this and he thinks
Han
like, oh, they're
Solo.
gonna like me or whatever. They just think, oh man, this F slur is just letting us have this for free. He's not even stopping us. Like they're surprised it's so easy to take over. And then we have an example here at a rally.
This guy's running against Jacob Frey in the primary for mayor, and take a look at the rally.
Hold on here.
Yeah.
Jabba? Jabba talking his best Somali. Banta Pudu. That's him. He's smiling in the background. Hold on, I want to get a better one. Because this guy starts talking and then we're losing out. Somebody's got the I am the captain now. Here we go. Let's.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
My name is Jacob Fry, mayor of Minneapolis. and I want to speak directly to the Somali community.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Damaan, Sha'abka Somaliyed, Ka Yamid Mogadishu, Garowe, Hargeisa, Bosaso, Bedabo, Kismayo,
Kismaya.
In An Idin Shego.
You need to shut the fuck up!
Minneapolis is your city.
You got to admit, they're really similar. TV Jedi. Here, hold on.
Wahan Rabah in An Idin Shego.
Wahan Daba Igan Jibo.
You need...
So, you guys let me know. Did that sound like, when he's speaking in Somali, does he just sound like Jabba the Hutt? Inji Changa and Wookie. That's exactly what I thought when I heard that idiot speaking. But that's that's some of our representatives in Minnesota catering to illegals and in Somali pirates that have come into Minnesota. Okay. I want to get to the next thing here because we're going to talk about the AI as well, but we've got the Swifties. The Swifties are going off, folks. The Swifties are very upset. Now, I hate Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift equally. I hate them both very much. But it seems that this lucky gentleman has managed to win Taylor over. All the songs about the millions of men that she's dated and had bad relationships with. She's like the town bicycle. Apparently, everyone's had a ride. And now, finally, she has found the man of her dreams, so much so that she came out with a new song, if I'm not mistaken, and she's referencing Travis Kelce's penis. It's like Hogwarts or Riding the Wood or something. Bear with me a second here. No, Taylor Swift's new song. Let me see here. And what is it? Travis Kelce makes a subtle cameo. No. It's not The Fate of Ophelia, right? It's something else, and she's singing about his penis. Or she references it. Taylor Swift's mom reacts to X-rated song where she describes Travis Kelce's penis.
Taylor Swift.
Let's try and bring this up here. And take a look at this.
Just released her most explicit song ever, and wait until you hear how her Moam reacted. We're talking X-rated lyrics that would make most parents blush, but Andrea Swift? She's built different. Wood, from Taylor's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, is breaking the internet for all the spicy reasons. This isn't your typical Taylor love song, we're talking very graphic descriptions of her intimate life with Travis Kelce. The lyrics reference, let's just say his impressive physical attributes, comparing them to a redwood tree. Yes, really. Now, imagine your daughter writing that and releasing it to millions of fans worldwide. Most moms would be mortified, right? Not Andrea Swift. Taylor revealed her mom's reaction was surprisingly chill. Andrea took it completely in stride, showing zero shock at her daughter's boldness. This reaction speaks volumes about their relationship. Andrea's always been Taylor's biggest supporter, but accepting this level of candidness. That's next level cool mom energy. It shows she respects Taylor's artistic freedom and her right to express her love story, no matter how explicit. Andrea Swift just won the Cool Mom of the Year award. Could your mom handle hearing a song like that? Drop.
Okay, so some of them are angry about this, right? That she's like man worshiping and singing about this, and they think it's inappropriate. Now they're additionally flipping out because they're upset that Taylor has, in their eyes, sold out. So she's going to become like trad wife. She's claiming after this last tour, she's taking a break or maybe retiring from singing. And she's just going to be obviously working on her brands and her product. It's not like she's going to sit around not making any money. She's got millions as it is already. She's like her net worth is like 560 million or something. I don't think she's hurting on making her mortgage payments. But these women are very upset, and they're going to explain to you a little bit here about what's irking them.
Taylor Swift is handing the conservative agenda on a silver platter to the masses. She's doing what he wants everyone else to do, is to get married and have white babies.
Some of the Swifties are not coping well, and it's showing.
I actually want our entire neighborhood to be racially homogenous. She went through this
So this white girl gets upset that Taylor Swift is going to have white babies. I mean, these lefty morons who are angry, they hate their own kind for no reason. I hate white leftists and white liberals. They're the worst people. We don't want them part of the white community. They just hate other white people while oddly being white themselves. It's very bizarre. Like, well, go get yourself a black boyfriend then if you haven't done so already.
Entire thing with Trump, right? About how she and her fan base did not like being called childless cat ladies. And now Taylor is calling y'all childless cat ladies.
Either the life of a showgirl is one big racist homophobic dog whistle, or everyone has lost their absolute minds. Apparently singing about your new fiance is endorsing eugenics now. And the song Cancelled is a MAGA anthem. The Hamlet character Ophelia a happy ending instead of a tragic one is an endorsement of the patriarchy. The song Opalite is a white supremacist anthem for I don't know why. And it's also homophobic too. And also racist while we're at it. The question is a dog whistle really a dog whistle if only the offended party can hear it?
That is a very good point.
So, at the end of the day, I really don't. I don't really care about any of this. What I find is funny and ironic is this movement of Swifties, right? She goes to go watch football because she's dating Travis Kelce. And then all of the Swiftie knuckleheads all go, oh, we're watching football too if Taylor's there. Then they go over, have no idea what they're watching or how it works. And they're going, yay, I saw Taylor on there. I mean, these people are obsessed out of their minds. And what they don't realize is Taylor doesn't give a shit about you. As much as you've built up in your head that she's thinking about you personally, that she's making this stuff for you and taking the stances that she had for you, she has her own stances. She doesn't care about you. And now she met a man who set her straight, and she's like, all of a sudden it's almost as if she's drifted from the left-wing thing, because allegedly Travis Kelce is, I don't know if he's a Trump fan, but he's, I don't think he's completely opposed to him. And she starts going in this different direction for her own life and her own happiness. And these Swifties are losing their mind like they've been betrayed by her. She doesn't even know who you are. She didn't care before, and she doesn't care now. You were a ticket. You were a sale. She made money off of you. You're the herd that she milks. And she's a millionaire driving around in limos and helicopters and private planes, and she doesn't even know your name. She doesn't care about you. And these Swifties think, oh, we've been betrayed. She sold out, yada yada. Like, geez. Your first mistake was thinking that she was anything but a singer, a big time singer. That's it, and that she's just doing her own thing. Your first mistake was she was any more than that she was some sort of humanitarian, and she cared about all of you. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I just wanted to bring that up. Swifties are turning on Taylor, and they're very angry, and they've been betrayed by Taylor, who is just like, whatever. I'm gonna sing about Kelsey's big cock, and you guys will be forced to listen to it on your radio when you listen to it, because you know you will, even though you hate her, you're still a Swiftie. So these fucking dumb lefty bitches, absolutely ridiculous. All right, there was one interesting thing here before I move on to the the Albanian AI, and the AI actress that apparently is showing up in Hollywood, or at least will be soon. I wanted to go very quickly to Matt Gaetz was on, and I just thought that this was interesting discussion. Matt Gaetz isn't in office anymore. He ended up stepping down, so his position could be filled by somebody at Trump's request. And he was talking about one of the times that you have to fundraise. In one of the fundraisers where he was told by not his agent, but his manager or his assistant, that there was one particular fundraising event that he had to go to, and it was primarily Jewish funded event. And you went there, and you ended up given you had your name apparently here, saying who you were and potentially what where you were representing. In his case, it was Florida, and then there was a QR code on the tag, and you just went around like it was you remember those. You remember those events at school where you'd have to do fundraising? So you get your paper with your name on it, and you'd have to go around to your neighbors, and you'd have to get them to buy stuff out of your little mini catalog that you had. And then whoever got the most would you would get some sort of prize, or depending where you were on the list, you get a prize. It was like this. So you wore the QR code, and if people liked you, you have to go around and schmooze and do all that. And as you go around, they'll take a shot of the QR code, which will take them to your donor page or whatever it is, and then they'll make a donation. And this is supposed to put you in good favor with the. I'll let him explain.
Initially, I resented the fact that there was no appreciation for nuance. Like if you asked any questions about any decision of the Israeli government in any place regarding settlements, regarding Gaza, whatever, you were like. You had deviated from the script, and I just, in any policy area, I had resentment over that. And then I saw the way the AIPAC worked, and that was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first AIPAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way out of the meeting.
I mean, it's literally purchasing.
Right. And so I saw that and I was like, wow, that is so freaking weird. And then, I was in Israel. I went multiple times, and I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when no one was expecting me to be back in my room. And I just
presumably Israeli law enforcement.
Well, I don't know who it was. I just thought, like, this is weird. All of these things combined are odd, and then
this isn't the first time that I've heard this. When you're in Israel or you're dealing with the Israelis, you come back to your room or where you're staying to find either your things rummaged through, things very subtly moved in the house that a chair was in one location and then it gets shifted over a couple of spaces or moved from one part of the table to the other part of the table. I remember on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, they had an ex-CIA guy. He was the one who outed the CIA years ago for using the new torture technique. So he ended up whistleblowing on the waterboarding and on some of the other, they would put him in a room and they would turn on the AC or something. They would make it freeze and they would leave them on with that climate control for hours and hours at a time until they were more willing to talk. So he ended up coming out and whistleblowing over all of that. He got into trouble, did some jail time, and then he moved on with his life doing different things. But the point being, one of the things he talked about was if you were given an assignment to go over to Israel, and he said he remembered some of his colleagues saying they hated it when they had to go over to Israel because you'd go over there and then they would end up hating you, especially if you were Christian or something. or Catholic, and or children were even spitting at you sometimes. Even Officer Tatum brought this up when he went over there. He said some of the kids spat at him while he was there. He does another podcast. And then they were staying in an apartment or a flat that they were provided while they were staying there and working with the government, whatever their assignment was. And they said they would come back to find either sometimes their stuff rummaged through, like it's been all mismatched and moved around, like someone was going through it, or they would find things in the house that had been moved around from one place to another. Just like we're watching you and we can get in there, we can get into your house whenever you want. And I thought it was really interesting that Matt Gaetz ends up bringing the exact same thing. He goes to Israel, he's staying at a hotel, and he comes to find that all of his stuff has been rummaged through. Like, this is a regular Israeli government tactic that they'll go through your things, try to find something on you, or something that could be useful, or even just to get some inside information on you. If you have a particular book that you brought with you, or maybe a device they could look at to find something, it's like they're very spy involved. They're very involved about getting into your personal business, and hearing that story and others just confirms that happens. And that, in this AIPAC event, he has to walk around and get scanned like a box from the supermarket in order for him to get donors. And it was very demeaning to him. All of that is very odd things to hear, especially when everybody has one particular stance, one side or the other, where I think a lot of people have strong feelings about Israel, and you either hate them and you hate what they're doing and their involvement in the United States and in politics, or you don't and you think they're our allies and you're and you've had problems with them. And I'm somewhere in the middle of that, because I don't just like to take everyone's word for it. I want to do my homework. I want to learn about it. I want to find out if these things are accurate. And now this is multiple stories of either CIA agents recounting this or a politician such as himself echoing the exact same thing, that their things were rummaged through, and the treatment at AIPAC is in making donors go to that is very bizarre. And for the American taxpayer, here's the problem: if all of these politicians on both sides, on the Democrat and Republican side, are forced, because this is how you get big donors, to go to these events and prostrate yourself in front of all of them and to jump through all of these hoops, the one thing you're not doing while you're focusing on doing that is focusing on the American people. And that's just one more problem in a long line of problems that we face with politicians, in what happens in the background that we don't know about. So I just thought that was really interesting. You guys can let me know what you think too, and what some of your thoughts are on Israel. Okay, I want to finish with two more things here. So the AI thing, again, a lot of people are going to have strong feelings about the AI thing as well, right? It's you don't know what you're getting and what this is turning into. Well, Albania unveils an AI minister. They have made this AI woman a government official, and some people from the opposing party ended up flipping out, and it turned into fights on the Albanian House floor. Here's some of that.
Uproar in Albania's parliament. Opposition politicians block the lectern, hurl papers and hurl their disapproval, insulted that an artificial intelligence should be appointed to the cabinet. Prime Minister Edi Rama defended his decision.
Introducing artificial intelligence in the service of good governance, anti-corruption, and accelerated socio-economic progress will be an unwavering priority for all the country's ministries and agencies.
It's a vertiginous promotion for the AI called Diela. Earlier this year, she was rolled out on a public service website as a virtual assistant. Now she's a full-blown government minister tasked with making corruption-free decisions on public tenders. The opposition accuses her of being unconstitutional since she's not a real Albanian.
It's true that I do not have citizenship, but nor do I have any personal ambition or interests. I only have data, a thirst for knowledge, and algorithms dedicated to serving citizens impartially, transparently, and tirelessly.
Rama has just begun his 4th term as Prime Minister and has made it his central mission to get Albania into the EU. AI has been deployed to process the enormous amount of paperwork required and introduced across Albanian society in procurement, tax, road safety and policing, all in an effort to meet EU standards. Critics warn that without proper oversight, AI could easily be exploited or abused, potentially making Albania's long-running corruption issues worse.
So you guys let me know what you think. It's kind of crazy to have an AI minister handling some of the maybe lower function, lower level functions within the government. But still, it's like who ended up creating it? Who is the one behind it? You know, we deal with some of the ones over here where it's whoops, I moved the wrong one. Where they're like Chat GPT and others that are, you know, they were made by people that are left-wing thinkers. So when you were getting certain answers from the AI, it all had a left-wing slant to it, right? I remember having a conversation about it, about the transgender issue, and I forget how the whole conversation broke down, but I said, you know, how can you justify transgenderism? How can it be looked at as something that's real? And this is how you should identify these people who are. And its argument back to me was that, you know, it was legitimate. These people are real. And people that are attacking them are wrong. This total left-wing slant on the whole thing. And I even came out and said, well, in the medical dictionary that they have, it's identified as a body dysmorphia. It's identified as a mental illness. And it was still finding ways to defend the issue. I remember it was Google's AI or something else that was, people were asking for photos of, give us an image of someone that fought like in the English versus the barbarians in 1100 AD or something like that, right? And then they were giving you like all black people that were, or show a Mongolian, show of Genghis Khan's crew, and it's like a black dude and like whatever else, someone that had no place there at all because they never would have been in that region of the world during that time. And it's like it's very important how the AI is set up, first of all. Who is backing it and running it? Are they neutral? I mean, fair disclosure, none of us can be 100% neutral. We all have our personal feelings and thoughts on different things. How do you keep that from being an influence in the AI? So how do you know that it's governing neutrally, completely neutral, completely unbiased? I mean, there's concerns about that too. So we're going to see more of this. It's going to end up being like, even Tim Dillon was joking about this. It'll be an all AI government. The comedian Tim Dillon, he has his own podcast as well. It's going to be all AI government, AI Congress, AI president. And, you know, he said, we're just going to be sitting around talking to our grandkids and going, yeah, humans used to do that. And they used to just yell at each other and do stuff. And now we just watch the AI maybe have an argument because it feels like that's the thing it should do. It should get heated because its algorithm says it should get heated. And other than that, it's just going to be like whatever it does. You know, it's going to be like I'm sorry, but the Terminator movies scarred me with all that. You're putting Skynet in charge of everything. And I see this shit going. I hope it goes great. I really do. Because the possibilities of what you can do with AI is amazing. I mean, imagine having your own personal AI and then having it start writing new episodes for all your favorite shows that were canceled, right? You like Friends, and say, well, don't have it end. at that season finale. Have it continue on for a couple more seasons, and then plan out what would have happened had they all moved forward. If you liked the A-Team when you were growing up, I'm a Gen Xer. Instead of them having their season finale, keep that one that just, they got cut off the air, keep going with it. I want to see, based on everything that was happening, and it'll be able to analyze the entire thing for all the years, and then it'll figure out what would have happened if the entire crew kept going and how they'd handle things. You could take all your shows that were canceled prematurely and just go, I want more. I never wanted it to go away. I want to see more of what they did and how it all broke down. Maybe you pay a small licensing fee. Maybe you pay something to the studio that owns it, right? Because they're going to want their piece of the pie in it. If you ask for like a copyrighted thing and you're going to start doing your own stuff, almost like paying a subscription for a Hulu or a Disney or something, and then start making your own show or giving it input and going, no, I think this one and this one should have fallen in love, or this one should have died instead of that one. And then kind of do your own show as it continues on for your own personal enjoyment. And that's just one aspect that could be a really cool thing that you could use AI for. If you go on TikTok right now, people are doing WWE events. It's wrestling, and it's Ronald Reagan. It's the guy that used to do the painting on WGBH on like channel 2, when you had to do that shit the old fashioned way. I think where Sesame Street is, right? He would Bob Ross, and we're just going to put a happy little cloud right here, and we've got these mountains, and they're hanging out over here doing their thing. They've got him in the wrestling ring fighting Mr. Rogers. And the AI is coming up with scenarios where Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross are fighting. I've saved some of it. Check this out. We're talking about AI. I'm going to finish with an AI here, okay? But I want to find... No, I just want TikTok. I don't want TikTok Studio. If it'll cooperate with me, because and then gotten the page back again. So I have a hard time getting it to load the way that I want. Bear with me 1 second here. I want to get to some of my liked videos, and I'm going to show you one of them. So it makes like a mini WWE event where the two are in, by Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers are in some sort of feud, or Ronald Reagan is calling out Albert Einstein. Or Thomas Edison. And they're having this is people just creating shit that's popping into their heads, okay? So that plays to the Logan Paul ones are hilarious.
I'm geeked! Oh my goodness! I'm geeked!
Jake Paul.
What in the world? I'm geeked!
This is AI. They are just like nerfing the shit out of Jake Paul. He's pregnant in this one. He's exploring Norway in this one. They've got Jesus on the
this result. The DNA test is in. When it comes to 10-year-old Jesus, you are not the father.
10-year-old Jesus, you're not the father. He's freaking out.
Joseph,
here's Ronald Reagan coming out with his title belts on WWE.
That's Ronald Reagan strutting down the ramp. He's got the Intercontinental title around his waist and the World Championship on his shoulder. The Gipper has gone full throttle, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't come out here tonight just to shake hands and smile. I came out here because Jack Kennedy keeps telling the world that somebody's been pulling the rug out from under him.
It was me!
Kennedy!
It was me all along!
Now it's
we've
Prince.
all been had.
Every word, every shadow, every little game. Me. At SummerSlam, Jack Kennedy, I'm going to stomp a mud hole in you so deep the whole continent's going to feel it. And when it's done, I'm walking out the new European champion. It was me, Kennedy. It was me all along. I cannot believe what I'm seeing, folks. Prince, yes, the artist himself, wrapped in that ominous black cloak, standing shoulder to shoulder with Ronald Reagan of all people, and Reagan's got both.
And they've got the announcers saying their name and saying what's going on, as if it's perfectly
This ring is your
normal.
happy little neighborhood, huh? You think your hero's going to come save you? Not tonight. Not in my
Mr.
neighborhood.
Rogers.
What's his name? Tell me. Wrong. The only name that matters is Mr. You cost me that match, and you know it. Mr. Rogers, don't you talk to me. 3 counts clear as day, and you turn it into 2. You think I didn't see you?
Somebody get
in
in
the
here.
neighborhood on
Stop him,
respect,
please.
and you spit on it.
Just
Next
tell me
time,
what I
open your
saw.
eyes.
Back up.
Oh, I hear you. All that noise. It sounds like jealousy from the neighborhood. You don't have to like me. You just have to understand.
Jealousy from the... Now here he comes what's supposed to be like the Nation of Domination, where the Rock and the others started in.
Now you got one.
Mark Henry. Here's his top of the cage. Bob Ross.
He's got him hooked. Don't you do it, Rogers. They just went through the cell. They went through...
You think I'm your neighbor? You think I'm here to tuck you in and sing you a lullaby? Wake up! This is my neighborhood now, and I don't share. I've given and all I got.
Think this ring is your happy...
So that's the AI, and it's silly little examples of the short stories that people are putting together and creating their own world. So what if you're someone that wants to take old historical figures or even bring dead wrestlers back to life again and put them in some storyline and have them fighting with other people? With AI, you have the potential to set all of these stories up in all of this stuff just for you personally, in however that's set up, whether it's an open use thing and you can do whatever you want, or you're paying a subscription in order to have the access to create your own things. So in this particular regard, the possibilities are endless as long as it doesn't turn into Skynet and kill us. So speaking of Hollywood, we have the newest AI actress. So we've talked about the minister in Albania. Now we have an AI actress. Let's take a look at some of this.
She's Hollywood's new it girl. Her name is Tilly Norwood.
Let's get to know each other, and thanks for watching.
Her photos and videos are all over social media. But Tilly is already causing a major controversy. Why? Because she's not real. She's AI generated.
Tilly Norwood, 100% AI generated.
Tilly is the creation of a Dutch comedian who says multiple talent agents have shown interest in signing the AI actress. The blowback is intense. This is really, really scary, says actress Emily Blunt.
It's a little bit of an unfair advantage, but you know what? Bring it on.
Yeah.
Because you can always tell them from us.
Yeah.
We move
Yeah, you
differently,
guys suck.
our faces move differently, our
You're a
bodies
cunt.
move differently.
AI protections was a key sticking
I won't have
point
to listen to the
during
AI
writer and
bitch
actor
about your
strikes
left-wing
back in
politics.
2023. Now their fears seem to be coming true. The union is opposed to the replacement of human performers by synthetics.
I think people are understandably upset that there's something that will come along and possibly take away their livelihood, but also there's been sort of a general lack of respect shown for the craft of acting.
So I get it. There are concerns, but the AI can also replace all of these useless people, like, this left-wing bitch that was just talking,
Acting.
that works at Variety. And she's probably got a left-wing slant, writes everything from a left-wing perspective. And instead of getting an unbiased read in your magazine when you want to learn about something, you end up getting their slant and their politics and everything. So, once you realize that these people are basically useless, you're not getting any useful information from them. They're not helpful to your daily life. But you could get an AI writer or an AI actress who will, instead of being politically biased, will just be kind to the people that they speak to, regardless of who you are, and then do a good job in a movie and not piss and moan about the craft catering table, or they want to smack somebody in the face because they weren't nice to them or something, or they were rude. They'll actually just focus on doing their job and focusing on giving a good experience and entertainment to the people that pay for this stuff, for all of us that are consuming the TV and the movies and everything else. So again, it could be a really great thing, or it could be, it could be Skynet. Who knows? I mean, very beautiful, very immaculate created human, I mean, they've done everything right to make her look right. She doesn't look like a pixelated or there's an oddity, there's an extra finger or something like that. They've done a really good job, and she's interacting with people, at least in those very small clips, as if she's perfectly normal like you and I. There's no issue there at all. Instead of being lanky or tripping over words or giving you some weird, bizarre answer that another AI might do because it doesn't know how to interact on a human level, so it just kind of gives you this information in a weird way. She seemed like when she was talking, it was, if you hadn't told me that this was an AI actress, I would have thought that you were just talking about a new up and coming star in Hollywood that was doing her thing. I'm willing to bet you would have too. What stood out in this video that if I hadn't told you that she was AI,
she's Hollywood's new it girl.
What would have told you that
Tilly Norwood?
She's not real.
Each other, and thanks for watching.
Her photos and videos are all over social media, but Tilly is already causing a major controversy. Why? Because she's not.
I mean, she's doing what any other actress or in their TikToks, their Instagrams, or they're trying to promote themselves. She's doing the exact same things. She's out on photo shoots. She's in the woods enjoying nature. She's standing there with the sunset and just looking up at a tree or something. It's like, if I hadn't told you that she was an AI, would you have guessed it? Would you have known from any of this?
Real. She's AI generated.
Tilly Norwood.
So, I think there's some really interesting things for AI as long as it doesn't turn into Skynet. And that's my concern, is that it's going to turn into Skynet. All right, that's today's show, everyone. That's a shitbag roundup. If you're just tuning in, the shitbag of the week is Candace Owens. I already talked about her in the beginning of the show. That grifter is giving up on her investigation to go on vacation, and then she'll solve Charlie Kirk's murder just as soon as she comes back from the Caribbean or wherever she's going. So that was the shitbag of the week. Thank you, everyone, for the new followers, the new viewers. We keep going up in numbers every couple of shows. I really appreciate it. 650-something on TikTok, and then we're very slowly growing on YouTube and Rumble as well. So please share the show, invite other people to check it out too if you liked it, and of course please subscribe and help the show grow and the algorithm know that there's something going on over here. All right, thanks everyone, and I'll talk to you again with more updates for the week real soon.